this ring, that ring, as well as probably just those rings. So probably here, here, and there. That ring, those rings are the ones that I want to go to this bone. So let's figure out the name of that bone. Always name your armatures or your bones. Okay, but anyway, that bone is 8. So going back to my guy here, I want to assign those to bone 8. Okay, now let's see how that works. Ooh, slicko. Okay. Go back to this guy. Let's hide those vertices. Okay, and now let's look at this bone. Which vertices do I want to move with that bone? I would say I want these 2 rings. This ring out here, as well as this ring here. I want those to go to that bone. And I would bet you that that bone's named bone 7, but let's check. Bone 7. Okay, so let's assign it there. How'd we do? Okay. Now, it's too much. I don't like the fact that it has these vertices attached to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove those vertices from that bone group. But I could just go here, and I could go to bone. I could go into those vertex group, those vertices, and say I don't like the fact that those vertexes are part of bone 7, and so now notice how I've got bone 7 selected. I could select remove here, and now those vertices are no longer part of that bone. So you see how those 2 vertices don't move anymore? Or I could go into pose mode, weight paint mode, and notice how with that bone these vertices are highlighted. Let's get rid of this one too. So instead of adding, I'm now subtracting weight from those vertices, and I'm going to say, well, I don't like the fact that this vertex is part of that bone. And so if I just keep on subtracting until it's all gone, there we go. I just removed it from that vertex group. But actually what I did was assign it with a weight of 0. Alright, and so now you can see how that moves there. Okay? Probably not the best because I probably don't want this one with it. So I'm going to subtract that one too. And which means I'll probably want to subtract that one also. Okay, let's get out of weight paint. Let's get back into solid mode. Okay. Alright, not bad. Alright, let's continue onward. So hide those. Now I don't know which vertices are assigned to which group here. So now I'm going to have to go back into weight paint mode. And I'm going to, I press the Z key, by the way. Z key, Z, Z, Z. Okay. I'm going to look at that shoulder bone and I'm going to ask myself which vertices should be moving with it. And I'm going to go back over here to add. Now I try not to let overlap, so I notice here that these vertices along the bottom edge here, they are already part of this bone, so I'm not going to overlap. So I'm just going to look, okay, there's this one vertex here that needs a group. There we go. Oops, and now I have something bad going on there, so I need to subtract that weight. Okay, hopefully that'll do it. Okay. Is that enough for the shoulder? Let me ask myself. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay. So now let's go back into object mode. See how we're doing? Alright, so now the next bone will be this chest bone here. And for that bone, I would like to have, let's see, basically this ring is already taken. Those are already part of a group. So for this chest bone here, I'm going to assign this ring, these vertices here, and we'll see how that does. So I'm going to select those, select those, select those. I'm pressing Alt-click, by the way. Alt-click along this edge will select that entire ring. Alt-click, Alt-click. Okay, now C, I press the C key. Just going to select that, C key. C key. Alright, select that ring. So now let's look at what we got. Oops, I didn't want to do that. C key. Okay, so all of these vertices I want to move with the chest. I guess that's what you could call it. So I'm going to figure out what that bone is named, bone.001, and I'm going to assign all those vertices to bone.001. Okay, now let's see how that did. Okay, now that's kind of weird. Might not be the best way to go. But I'm going to live with it. And I'm going to stop it there because the rest of it will just be repeating the process. I would probably next go, actually what I would probably do is I would start back here. It's kind of nice to start off at the edges if you're going to actually assign vertex manually. So I would look at this bone and it's bone 005. I would go over here. I would hide. Oops. Oh, I see what I did. Alright, these bones. Okay, let's go back into weight paint mode. And let's select that chest. And notice how I accidentally selected these vertices along this edge here, so I do not want those to be moved by the chest, and so I'm going to subtract them off. Which is why it was all crazy before. Did it go and wrap around? Nope. Alright. So hopefully now if I move that chest bone, none of the tail moves with it. Alright, good. Alright, let's get back into object mode D. Okay. Now if I move that chest, you see only those chest bones move. Alright, so what I was going to say is the next thing I would do is I would look at this bone and it's called bone.005. I would go here and I would say, okay, which vertices do I want to be associated with bone 005, and I would say this set. And so I'd go over here to bone 005, assign those, hide them, and then I'd say, okay, which vertices do I want to move with this bone? And I would say this vertex row and this vertex row. I would go, and that would probably be bone 004. I'm going to take a guess. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Alright, I missed a vertex, so I'm going to go into weight paint mode, and I'm going to just add that one vertex. Alright, bam. And now how's this one working? Works, okay. Alt-R, Alt-R. Let's go back into object mode. This one would be bone 003. And I would like this ring to go with bone 003. I don't even actually know. Yeah, I'll just say that. Alright, so let's first off hide those ones that I don't want to go with bone 003. Okay, and actually I don't like this at all. I'm not even going to assign any vertices to bone 003. I'm going to assign these vertices to